One take, one take. This is NBA One Take featuring yours truly, Pretty Boy Lakers. This is NBA One Take for your head. NBA One Take for your brain. Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th. August 13th, Friday the 13th. Jason is out. And speaking of Jason, a very dangerous and scary individual on the basketball court. But may not be this season. But KAWHI Leonard has indeed signed extension with the Clippers for 4 years, $173 million. And with an option to opt out in the third year. Now, my thing, because I wasn't even going to talk about this. Because I already knew it. But Clippers fans, woo, they was after me. Liking tweets about other people, saying I was either delusional, I don't know nothing about basketball. When I told them that, look, KAWHI per se is indeed looking to possibly sign a 1-and-1, and for the most part would thinking about leaving the Clippers and going somewhere else. Now I'm telling them, I'm saying, why that? I said, well, the Clippers rewarded players with sizable contracts that cannot be moved for the most part in 2 to 3 years. And you gotta understand, the NBA is a season by season transaction, and there's always something that can be had, right? Why you think they gave Reggie Jackson a 2-year deal when he was looking for 3 years? And I was telling them that. I said, you watch TV, you watch probably podcasts of NBA insiders and things like that. I occasionally watch that too, right? And then you got people that surround the NBA that, you know, they have their little platforms and they, you know, possibly know some people around the NBA, just like myself. And sometimes they say things, allude to certain things, possibly because, you know, they kind of don't want you to get the jump on it, depending on how popular you are. I'm not as popular. And there's a lot of speculation. And people could go just throw things out there. For the most part, I don't throw anything out there, right? Sometimes I hear rumors and I go with it. I go with the rumors to see if there's any fire in the bottom of that rumor. I'm going through the smoke. I just want to see the source. And can it be distinguished? Yeah. Or will it spread and it become bigger? Meaning the rumor. And I'm trying to get to, there was inclinations that Kawhi Leonard was possibly thinking about leaving the Clippers after a year and signed a 3 to 4 year with another team. Now, the other thing was, this is what I'm talking about, assets. The Clippers didn't have enough assets to attempt to lure Damian Lillard to the Clippers. Wow. Now, I'm going to say that they try. When there's an attempt, they're going to try to get Damian Lillard to the Clippers. Yeah, that'd be crazy. Him, PG, and no, see, PG got to be a part. Because they don't have assets. They don't have players. Because if you're trying to get 3 draft picks or 2 draft picks, future draft picks from a team for Terrence Mann, who's a good player and proved his wealth in the playoffs and possibly most likely going to get some kind of deal next summer. And that's going to put a lot of more pressure on the Clippers and stuff. I mean, yeah, Steve Ballmer, he's spending. But even when you just could wipe your butt with money, you got to understand that is about checks and balances, and also you can't spend money and have a negative impact on the product you have, and it's not resulting in winning championships, which brings in a residual amount of income as well as nationwide notoriety, which brings in more sponsorships, which indeed helps your team. There's a lot that goes into being profitable in the NBA. And this is the reason why certain teams don't hit over the luxury tax, and then there's certain teams that does, because their profits and things can bring in a good amount of income where the luxury tax for a season or two would be okay. So they trying to acquire assets, seeing which assets can be moved. But like I said, you got Luke Kennard as well as Marcus Morris. These contracts can't be moved. No one is even sniffing to try to get these contracts, because once they acquire them, it's already a negative. They're stuck with these guys for 2 to 3 years until the contract is expired. You know what I'm saying? This is the stuff that they're not getting. And Kawhi and the Clippers, they did their damnedest to see what they could do to get Damian Lillard. Now the whole thing is, the Paul George and it wasn't Damian Lillard and everything to try to get Damian Lillard with Paul George. No. they were going to attempt to move PG and acquire 2 more teams in the trade to get something else. Maybe it's another player. It was a lot. Why you think the Clippers, it seemed like the Clippers wasn't doing anything. They was wrapped around trying to improve the basketball club the best they could. And because Kawhi Leonard, there's no indication that he's gonna sit out the whole year. A lot of people is speculating that because of his past and how he's handled things. So with that being said, that's what the growing intel is. Now, without Kawhi Leonard, the Clippers, as presently constructed, is a borderline playoff team. And if the Clippers is in a position not to make it, if Kawhi Leonard is totally healthy, feeling fine, ready to go, working out with them, running around and everything, he could be like, well, let me go. I'm gonna go and contribute. Let's try to, maybe we could make some noise in the playoffs. But if they're not, the growing thing will be, Kawhi will be telling them, well, we'll just wait until next season. Where so many things could change. And they don't want to have something like that crash in on them. So by him signing that, it gave them relief. And their thing is, they're ready to possibly go for a championship. Either for the following season, because they're thinking that he's not going to play this season. So that's what it is. But this is NBA One Takes, Pretty Boy Laker, and I'm out.